afternoon. This is Gordon Donaldson. We're back from March right now. I'm sorry I missed February. I got a kind of sidetracked because of this COVID situation going on. We have a number of topics to talk over. Apparently, Better Call Saul has been sidelined. They're starting their production this month on the 26th, and it looks like it might be forwarded as far as some kind of a launch date sometime next year, the first quarter. So I know everybody's been kind of anticipating this final season going to be sometime this fall of this year. Apparently that's not the issue. So we're going to have to keep doing what we're doing, binge watching, and basically intersecting our different opinions and scenarios on what this might be coming up. So everybody in Albuquerque is basically saying, hang in there, we're going to be getting there. But anyway, that's the update on this. This afternoon's topic is going to be about Lesley Gore and her humble beginnings of this predominant young lady who contributed a major musical intro in the 60s all the way up to the 80s. So without further ado, I think I'll let this go right now and we'll get right into it. And again, welcome back. And hopefully we'll have something next month more on a more solid timetable, so to speak. So I'll see you then. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Gordon Donaldson. Again, over here in March, we're going to be touching base on our topic for the month. Her name is Lesley Gore. Actually, her name is Lesley Sue Goldstein. She was born in 1946. Known professionally as Lesley Gore, was an American singer, songwriter, actress, and activist. At the age of 16 and 63, she recorded the pop hit It's My Party, a U.S. #1, and followed it up with other hits including #2, You Don't Own Me, and 7 other further Billboard Top 40 hits. Gore also worked as an actress and composed songs with her brother Michael Gore for the 1980 film Fame, for which he was nominated for an Academy Award. She hosted an LGBT-oriented public television show in the life of an American TV in the 2000s and was active until 2014. Gore was born Lesley Sue Goldstein in Brooklyn, New York City, into a middle-class Jewish family, the daughter of Leo Goldstein and Ronnie Gore. Her father was the owner of Peter Pan, a children's swimwear and underwear manufacturer, and later became a leading brand licensing agent in the apparel industry. She was raised in Tenafly, New Jersey, and attended the Dwight School for Girls in nearby Eaglewood. As far as her career, when she recorded her version of It's My Party with Quincy Jones in 1963, she was in junior high school. It became a #1 hit nationwide. Gore's version was certified as a gold record. It also marked the beginning of a time when fans would show up at her front lawn. It's My Party was followed up by many other hits for Gore, including the sequel Judy's Turn to Cry, #5, She's a Fool at #5 in the US, and feminist themed million seller You Don't Own Me, which held at #2 for 3 weeks, behind the Beatles. I Want to Hold Your Hand, and then The Way Boys Are. Maybe I Know ranked #14 in the UK and afterwards went to #20. Look of Love number 27, and the Grammy-nominated Sunshine, Lollipops, and Rainbows, US number 13, from the 1965 movie Ski Party. In 1965, she appeared in the Beach Party film The Girls on the Beach, in which she performed 3 songs: Leave Me Alone, It's Gotta Be You, and I Don't Want to Be a Loser. Gore was given first shot at recording A Groovy Kind of Love by songwriters Carol Bayer and Tony Wine with a melody borrowed from a sonatina by Muzio Clemente. But Shelby Singleton, a producer for Mercury's subsidiary Smash Records, refused to let Gore record a song with the word groovy in its lyrics. The Mindbenders went on to record it, and it reached number 2 on billboards. Gore recorded composer Marvin Hamlish's first composition, Sunshine, Lollipops, and Rainbows, on May 21st of '63. While It's My Party climbed the charts, record producer from '63 to '65 was Quincy Jones. Jones Dennis was Marvin Hamlish's uncle, and Hamlish asked his uncle to convey several songs to Jones. Sunshine, Lollipops, and Rainbows was released on the LP Lesley Gore Sings Up Mixed Up Hearts, but did not surface as a single until June of '65. Hamlish composed 3 other Gore-associated songs: California Nights, That's the Way the Ball Bounces, and One by One. That's the Way Ball Bounces was recorded in September 21st of '63 by A&R in New York. It was released as the B-side, That's the Way Boys Are, and appeared on the LP Boys, Boys, Boys. One by One, it was an unreleased track recorded in July of '69 in New York and produced by Paul Lika. It appeared on the Bear Family 5-CD anthology of Gore's Mercury work entitled It's My Party. Gore was one of the featured performers in TAMI show concert film, which was recorded and released in '64 by American International Pictures and placed in a National Film Registry in 2006. Gore had one of the longest sets in the film, performing 6 songs, including It's My Party, You Don't Own Me, and Judy's Turn to Cry. Gore performed 2 consecutive episodes of the Batman television series in 19th and 25th of '67, in which he guest starred as Pussycat, one of Catwoman's minions. In the January 19th episode, That Darn Catwoman, she lip-synced to Bob Cruz-produced California Nights, and in January 25th episode, Scat, Darn Catwoman, she lip-synced to Maybe Now. California Nights, which Gore recorded for her '67 album of the same name, returned her to the upper reaches of the Hot 100. The single peaked at number 16 in March of '67. It was her first top 40 hit since My Town, My Guy, and Me in late '65, and her first top 40 since Sunshine, Lollipops, and Rainbows. Gore also performed It's My Party and We Know We're in Love 10 months earlier on the final episode of The Donna Reed Show, which aired in March of '66. After high school, while continuing to make appearances as a singer, Gore attended Sarah Lawrence College, studying British and American English literature. At college, folk music was popularly lauded as chic, as pop music was often derided as uncool. Had it been tall with blonde hair, maybe I'd been Mary Travers. I would have gotten along fine. She graduated in 1968. Gore signed a contract with Mercury Records with a 5-year term that carried her obligations to the company through the spring of 1968. Her last big hit has been 12 months prior to this time, but Mercury still saw promise in her as an artist and believed that one of her singles would make it. As they had in the past, they offered 1-year extensions in the initial contract, and Gore was formally contracted to Mercury for 6 years. During this time, She Gives Me Love, a single release based on Eurovision Song Contest winner, rose to number 96. On the music business charts while bubbling under the Hot 100 in Billboard, Mercury took out a full-page ad to the trades to support the single, but its airplay was spotty, becoming a hit only in a few major markets. She was then paired with the successful soul producers Kenny Gable, Leon Huff, and Tom Bell for two singles that took her into the soul genre. I'll Be Standing By and Take Good Care of My Heart. These songs did not fit the image Mercury had crafted for her, and the singles were not played. Her contract with Mercury ended at the release of Lazy Days and Wedding Bell Blues failed to make headway in the charts. In 1970, 1980, Gore composed songs for the soundtrack of the 1980 film Fame, for which he received an Academy Award nomination for Out Here on My Own, written with her brother Michael. Michael won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for the theme song of the same film. Gore played concerts and appeared on television throughout the 80s up through the 90s. Gore co-wrote My Secret Love for the 1986 Grace of My Heart. The film included a subplot about a young singer named Kelly Porter, who is based in part on Gore and is played by Brigitte Fonda. The character, who is a closeted lesbian, performs My Secret Love in the film. In 2005, Gore recorded Ever Since, her first album of her new material since Love Me By My Name, with producer-songwriter Blake Morgan, with the label Engine Company Records. The album received favorable reviews from New York Times, Rolling Stone, Billboard, and other national press. The album also included a revised version of You Don't Owe Me, about which the New York Daily News wrote, in Lesley Gore's new version of You Don't Owe Me, cut more than 40 years after its initial recording, she lends a pop classic a new life. Gore commented, without the loud backing track, I could write more meaning for the lyrics, and it's a song that takes on new meaning every time you sing it. This according to Lesley. Her personal life, basically beginning in 2004, Gore hosted the PBS television series of In the Life, which focused on LGBT issues. In 2005, interviewing after Ellen, she stated she was a lesbian and has been in relationship with a luxury jewelry designer, Louise Saxon, since '82. She had known about her same-sex attraction for the time she was 20 and stated that although the music business was totally homophobic, she never felt she had to pretend she was straight. I just kind of lived my life naturally and did what I wanted to do, she said. I didn't avoid anything. I didn't put it in anybody's face. Gore had been working on a memoir on a Broadway show based on her life. When she died of lung cancer in February of 2015 at the NYU Langdon Medical Center in Manhattan, New York City, at the age of 68, at the time of her death, Gore and her partner, Louise Saxon, had been together for 33 years. Her New York Times obituary stated, my songs like It's My Party, Judy's Turn to Cry, and the inevitable defiant single You Don't Owe Me, all recorded before she was 18. Gore made herself the voice of teenage girls aggravated by fickle boys, moving quickly from tearful self-pity to fierce self-assertion. There was a filing under Universal Fire on June 25th of 2019. The New York Times Magazine listed Lesley Gore among the hundreds of artists whose material was reportedly destroyed in 2008 Universal Fire. Among the awards and recognition, this is stated in 1964, It's My Party was nominated for a Grammy Award for rock and roll recording. National Public Records named Lesley Gore's song sings Mix Up Hearts. Gore's second album was forebearer of the top 150 albums recorded by women. The album missed the official list in '64 because it was released in '63. She was a forebearer for her assertion of feminine power in pop and her validation of a female perspective. Her discography included "If I'll Cry If I Want to," from her listings of Lesley Gore's Mixed Up Hearts, Boys, 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 Girl Talk, My Town, My Guy and Me. Lesley Gore sings all about love, Off and Running, California Nights, Magic Colors, Someplace Else Now, Love Me by Name, The Canvas Can Do Miracles, and Ever Since. And basically summed up her recognition and her contribution to the industry was very, very nominal, and as a part of her genre. And luckily she was but basically discovered by Quincy Jones, who started the whole process of her expressing herself and her music, and it proved vital as far as her career and her contribution. So I'll let it know on this that I basically want to contribute my thoughts and my dedication to this young lady who contributed so much and receive so much from her peers. And that's about it. I'll end this right now. Our next month's broadcast will probably most likely be on a more current, not current, but the same time genre. We're going to be touching base with a very young personality from Atlanta, Georgia. Her nickname was Little Miss Dynamite, and I'll leave it at that. And I'll see you next month. Thank you for your time, and have a nice day.